What is up, guys? How's it going today? My name is Syratube and welcome back to another flipping and money making live stream. Thank you guys for stopping by today. We're working with 613 million GP, so I hope you guys are ready to make some bank today. Of course, feel free to ask any questions about flipping or money making in old school RuneScape. That's what these streams are about, so if you are interested in trying to learn a few more tips yourself, be sure to leave it in the live chat. Not going to talk too much today about the intro stuff here, but we're just going to go to the Grand Exchange and get into this, guys. Hopefully you all are doing well on this lovely Saturday afternoon. I know I am personally, and hopefully you are as well. Now, again, let's go ahead and start with basically the first flip we do every single live stream here, and that is the Dragon Darts. I really like flipping these. Recently, they've gone back up in price a good amount, about 50 GP or so from where they were earlier in the week, so I'm excited to go ahead and flip a few of these today. I do think the margin is going to be pretty solid on them, just because they have been a little volatile these past few days. Also, right off the bat, I want to get the Amulets of Torture out of the way. These are one of my personal favorite flips, especially for PVM items. They're a really quick flip, and the margins can be upwards of 100k at times. So you can really make a lot of money flipping these. Wow, dude, I'm telling you, every time I say that on live stream, the margin just is not good. 8k margin on the Amulets of Torture today, so we're just not going to do those. But what we will check is the Amulet of Fury, which flips very similar to the Amulet of Torture. The margin is a lot smaller, but again, of course, the Fury costs less than the Torture as well. So I'm going to go see if we can get a few of these going. 15k margin on them, very nice. Let's get these going here. And we've got 7 of those going, very nice. 566 mil left to deploy today. You know what we're going to do next, the Grimy Renar Weed. We've been doing this a bunch recently. I like flipping the Grimy Renar Weed right now, especially because prices for like prayer potions and super restore potions are starting to recover. So I do like flipping these because the trend is upwards on them, and you always want to flip items, well, if you can, that are going upwards instead of downwards in price, of course, right? Because it's more likely you're going to make profit on it. Now, that doesn't mean flipping items that are crashing is necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes when items are crashing, they crash a little bit too much, and you can capitalize on that difference. So there is situations where it's actually not a bad thing. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by today. If you are enjoying the stream, drop a like, and let's keep going here. We're going to do the Dragon Arrows next. Now, we've been flipping these a lot the past couple of live streams and on our 10 to 100 mil flipping series, but that's just because it is a great item. I love flipping this thing so much. It's super good. We also got all of those Furies in as well. But the margin on the Dragon Arrows is not that great right now, so we're going to bump down the margin just a tiny bit, and we'll sit on those for a little bit of time and see if they actually end up buying. I'm not sure if they will, because we are buying under margin on those right now, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it. Anyway, we got all those Furies going. We'll let that do its thing. We'll do the Bandos Tacits next. We'll try to flip these really quick, get them out of the way. Looks like the Tacits crashed in price a lot. Wow. Currently trading for under 29 mil each, which is pretty crazy. I did not expect to see that today, but we'll go ahead and try to get it anyway. Hopefully the price is recovering, and we can, again, benefit from an upward rise in the price just from the trending. So hopefully that's going to work out for us here today. We've already got the Fury starting to sell as well, so that is very good to see. 287 mil here to keep working with. Let me do we'll do the Mana Rays next. I really like flipping the Mana Rays. They're actually on the top 100 most traded items list, which is actually a little bit surprising. I didn't expect to actually see that when I first found out about it. But they only have a 5 GP margin right now, which is worth it in my opinion, but it's a little bit smaller than I would have liked. So we'll go ahead and list those as well. We can also do the Air Orbs next, and we'll follow that up with the Battle Staves. And we have Zywex. He says imbued hearts have an insane margin right now. So we might check those out actually, if the margin is pretty good. We do have a lot of cash to work with today. I don't have a ton of items invested at this point. I did sell off most of the investments, so we do have 613 mil that we can play around with and deploy into any items that we'd like. Currently, we're down about 170k from margin checks, but we are making up the cost here as we get a few items going through. We'll check the imbued heart as well, although I don't want to margin check this and then not be able to flip it. So I am a little bit suspect about going ahead and doing that, so I might hold off just for a little bit longer here. Also, we do want to do the God Swords here today. I love flipping the God Swords because they are very easy to flip, and they flip very, very quickly as well. And I think that's important. We just get a few. Oh, nice. The margin on the battle staffs is very solid right now, so we're gonna go basically right on limit there, and see if we can luck out on that one. Just this year, pieces made me bank a few days back. I totally misread that. Phobos Moon, good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. So the reason that those Justiciar, I don't know how to say it. Hopefully that is somewhat right. Those pieces actually started a price recovery about yesterday or 2 days ago. So they did what it looks like. It looks like they hit their bottom price, and now they are trading upwards again. So I think they bottomed out at around 49 mil for a set of Justiciar armor, and now they are going back up to about 51, 52 mil. So it does look like that did hit its bottom price, at least in the short term, and it is now a safe item to flip. And maybe it is a good overnight item as well, because if you buy a few of them and then overnight the price rises a little bit, that could be a pretty significant gain. You might be able to get 500k, 600k per set, and you could get a couple sets. So that would be really, really nice if that was the case. Maybe I'll try a few Justiciar set flips overnight tonight, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Grubby says, hey man, what's up Grubby? Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Let's also go ahead and list the Necklace of Anguish. Now, the Necklace of Anguish has actually been making me bank these past few days. I wonder if I could show you guys how much it made me. Let me check here. Okay, we'll just get these first couple of Necklaces of Anguish listed. Now, look, let's see if I can find it. Look at this. 3.4 mil. Now that is on 94 Necklaces of Anguish, but if you look at my trade history, you'll see that yesterday I was actually getting oh, not yesterday, where is it? Look at that. Flipped 9 days ago. We flipped 9 of them, or sorry, 1 day ago. I am totally messing that up. We flipped 9 of these 1 day ago, and we got over an 100k margin on them, 120k about, which made us 1.15 mil in total, only flipping 9 of the Anguishes. Very, very solid performance on that. So very happy with that. Of course, we are down right now as far as total profit goes because of the margin checks that we have deployed so far. So don't worry, we'll get this money back, no problem. But thank you guys for stopping by today. Drop a like if you are enjoying the stream, and let's make some money today. Also, if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack, be sure to let me know. I love helping you guys out and teaching you guys as well some good items to flip and what you should be flipping. That's what these live streams are about. They're about coaching you guys how to flip and just, you know, all flipping and getting along here and making profits. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. But yeah, we're getting pretty far up there as far as the cash stack goes. Currently sitting at about 613 million GP. Also, on top of that, I do have a few investments as well, which are going, they're going okay. They're not going great. They're not going super poorly. So I'm happy to report on that, I guess. But yes, so we are making some pretty significant gains. You can see this past week here, we are up 15 mil, so we can't really complain too much about that. And we're just going to keep flipping, doing our thing, and hopefully making some profit. I've also been doing some some Vorkath recently as well, and we've been getting our KC up there as well. And I think I'm going to do a PVM live stream tomorrow where we will be doing some money making PVM content. So we'll do some Vorkath, maybe we'll do some Nightmare. It really depends on what people want to see. So get excited for that. We also, the webcam came in that I said would come in as well. So happy to report on that as well. Now we have these Bandos tassets which came in. I'm hoping we can sell them for the original margin, but I don't think we will be able to. So we will cut down the margin just a little bit to try to signify our spot here in the queue. And if we can get those off, that's going to be a significant gain to the beginning of this live stream. And that's going to take us out of debt here and be quite a nice flip. Currently, we're looking at about a 200k profit on each tacet that we can flip. And that seems a little unrealistic to me, so I'm not sure if that's going to hit or not. But we'll keep a close eye on it and we'll adjust it if it's needed. Besides that, everything else seems to be going quite well right now. We're just waiting on a couple things to buy. We will cut back on the Dragon Arrows because there just really wasn't enough price action on them. And we'll flip the Sharks instead, which is quite a high volume flip, but it is very easy to flip. Sharks are great for around I would say like a 15 to 20 mil cash stack. You can start flipping Sharks and they'll just net you some really easy profit. Currently, we're looking at about an 8 GP margin on those because of the 1 GP undercut that we will take. So we'll just try to get that in really quick and make a sweet, sweet profit on those and walk away happy with the 8 GP margin. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying the stream, and let's make some profit. I've got my water today, of course, could not forget it. I wonder if if we're getting any activity on these anguishes. We might be getting undercut on these just because we only have one so far. So I'm not sure if we're getting some undercutting activity or what's really going on there, but we'll be patient and we'll see what happens. Also, guys, we do have a video coming out here I'm hoping to get it out this weekend. It's going to talk about 5 great items that you can invest in for the month of fall. It wasn't the month of fall. I guess the season of fall would be a better way to put it. Now, these items would be good items that you could invest in right now that you would be looking to sell sometime in the fall season, right? So maybe October, November, somewhere in that range is where you're going to want to sell these items. Some of the items on this list are actually free-to-play items, so if you guys have any free-to-play alt accounts, you can actually use those to, and leverage those accounts to hit higher buying limits and make even more profit. So stay tuned for that video. I do want to get it out this weekend, so maybe tomorrow you'll see that on the channel, but I think that's going to be a great video for you guys. You can take a look at it, see if you agree with me or disagree with me in the comment section, of course, but I have some ideas on some really, really solid items that I think will do a really fantastic job if you invest in them. But of course, I'm not responsible for any gains or losses that you might take from investing in these items. But anyway, some nerd says, what kind of cash stack would you need for a good profit on these items? So it doesn't really matter as far as an investment goes. If you are investing, of course, more money is better because you can actually make more profit. But there's not really going to be a limit or there's not really going to be a money requirement, if that makes sense. I actually listed these wrong. Give me 1 sec. Let me just get these tacets up correctly. Okay, let's see. All right, we got them going. Perfect. So you don't need a certain amount of GP to invest in these items. If the more money you have, the better, because the more money you're going to be able to make. But they are really cheap items. It's going to be high volume items pretty much only. So that means I would say, like, if you want to make an investment, it really depends on your play style. Because here's the thing. If you're someone who likes running around, skilling, and bossing and things like that, and you don't really want to flip as much, then you might be comfortable sitting on investments for, a 2 to 3 month period and not really have anything to, use your money for, really, if you already have all your gear. So if that is the case, then you really there's no set amount you need. These items are going to be between, like, I would say 1 GP to 10k range per item, so it's not going to be a problem at all. Should be very standard for you as far as invest. Like, how do I explain this? There's no set requirement, but the more money you have, the better it's going to be. I'll put it that way. Johan Delin says, do you think planks will rise in price after the update, the new construction minigame? It's actually kind of a little bit hard to tell for that one. I do know that there has been some price activity on the planks already, so it might already be, wow, you guys see that? Whew. Big margin on that basically instantly, so I'm very happy to see that. But to go off the planks again, I do think that they will rise maybe a slight bit after the update, but keep in mind that people are expecting this update to come to the game, so a lot of people have already invested in the planks and, you know, the resources to make the planks, aka mahogany logs, teak logs. People already know it's coming out, so they tried to get in early, they tried to invest early on these items, and because of that, the price is already higher than it should have been to begin with. So keep that in mind. People have already calculated that the investment is, or that the update is coming out, so item prices might be a little bit higher than they should be. I would say not much higher than they already are, Johan. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream. We stream live here every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our flipping and money-making live stream. So thank you guys for stopping by today, and hopefully you are enjoying the stream. So these anguishes are starting to buy up here, so very happy with that. Looks like we did maybe have some undercut activity, but their offer must have bought out because we're starting to buy some here. So very, very good sign. Buoyant Tofu. Oh my god, I love that name. That's so funny. He says, do you have an end goal for flipping? Sort of. So the current, like, there's a couple goals I have. The first one is to hit the bill mark on the cash stack, right? I think that's my first goal. I'm already there, and you guys have probably seen me have a bill in my inventory, but that's because I do have a loan right now. So things are a little bit, like, how do I describe it? Like, they're not as straightforward, and I still need to make a little bit more profit to hit that one bill mark. 15, 6, 7, 8. 15, 6, 7, well, 7 actually, 995. Let it do its thing. Let's get those anguishes off. But anyway. Instead, yes, I do have a goal for flipping, and that is to reach max cash. Once I reach max cash, I will invest into skills pretty heavily. So I'll maybe be going for 99 construction, 99 prayer. I'll get my rune crafting level up to maybe 70 using runners. I'll kind of spend my money a little bit. Then that way I can get my skills up a little bit, get my account kind of just in a better state overall. Now, once I get to that point, I think I will just keep flipping till I get back to max cash again, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. Probably just give some money away or something, because I don't really know what else to do with my GP. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you're enjoying this, and let's make some profit today. Johan says, how do you find items to invest in? So I actually have a video series coming out that has literally all the information about how to make investments in old school RuneScape that I know, all my knowledge after the past 4 years of flipping and money making in this game, and it's going to be a whole video series where I share how to make investments in RuneScape. And investments are different than flipping or overnight flipping, so there's a lot more that goes into it. I think some people might find the series quite boring, but it's going to have a lot of great information. So that has taken me, it's been a month that I've been working on this thing. It's going to have all the information you guys need in maybe a 6 to 7 part series. So hopefully you look forward to that. But in general, how to find good items to invest in. My number one tip is only look for high volume items, in my opinion, because high volume items, they're not going to be the most insane return, but at the same time, they're very easy positions to exit. So for example, let's say you invested in Abyssal Bludgeons, right? And you bought 50 Abyssal Bludgeons at 25 mil, now they're 27 mil. So you want to go and sell them. Well, it's not that easy to sell 50 bludgeons. It's not that quick, especially at the price point that you want, and the price fluctuates a lot on these items. So if you have a high volume item, and let's say you have like 3 million grapes or something. It's actually pretty easy to sell 3 million grapes because grapes are one of the most traded items in the game. So if you can get grapes at a good price, it's pretty easy to sell them later and easily secure your profit. So I would stick to high volume items. Just look for items that look a lot cheaper than they should be and invest in them. That's really on the high level explanation of how to do it. But before you do buy into the item, make sure you have a sell point that you want to get rid of them at. There's a lot more analysis that can go into it if you want to be more accurate and, I guess less risky, quote unquote, to actually making that profit. So that'll be in the video series. So hopefully you look forward to that. Now we have XO. He says, try flipping Pisk teleports. They are insanely good at the moment. Maybe we'll try a few. I'm a little bit scared to flip those because there's not many being bought, in my opinion. So I don't want to lose out too much money on those by incorrectly allocating my GP towards it. But we can give it a look because, this is the live streaming series and I do like taking suggestions from you guys. So maybe, we'll get lucky on them. Who knows? Let's turn around and sell these air orbs for 1,098 each and see if we can get any luck on those. To talk about our other flips we have going on here today. The dragon darts, we listed these first and they are buying, but very, very slowly. I have to keep an eye on these to make sure we're still picking a few up as we go on here. The battle staffs are doing good as well. And we sold a bunch of them almost instantly, so I'm actually going to cut the margin down a slight bit on these to try to get the rest of them off. I do want to clear up another slot for flipping, so we'll try to get that going. The Grimy Renar Weed, this one usually takes a long time. We usually list this in the beginning of the stream and we don't even finish it by the end most of the time. These are a pretty competitive item. I do like them though because the margins are quite large at times, and I kind of like just listing it and letting it sit because it tends to trend upward on the weekends. So I do like just letting it sit here, letting it do its thing, being very patient with it, and just hoping it buys up. Now the sharks, we should have had these by now, so I'm going to turn around and sell them for 799 GP each. We'll list that, let it do its thing. Wow, look at that, 100 mil in the inventory. It feels good, man. And these tacits are not performing as well as I would have liked at this point, but we still made a good amount of profit on them. We're already 700k in profit on those, so I can't really be too upset about that. Let's see, what did we flip the last one for? 28 million. We'll do 28,495,995,000. Let's do that. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream, and let's make some freaking bank today. We're actually doing pretty solid right now. We're already at a 1 mil profit, so really can't complain. Well, okay, 1.2 mil profit as I'm speaking, so that's very nice. Looks like the PVM stuff is doing pretty good today, so let's go ahead and do the Bandos chest plates next. We'll see if we can get a good margin on these. I wouldn't recommend flipping the Bandos chestplate or the tacits unless you have at least, I would say at least 100 mil. Even then, at 100 mil, it is probably a little bit risky, and it's going to take a lot of your capital to flip the item. So it's probably better if you really flip it with like 150, to be quite honest. But I know some people like to get into flipping those higher end items, and they want to try items out that are a little bit more expensive because the margins are a bit better. And if that's the case, then the Bandos tacits and the Bandos chestplates, really great items to learn how to start on. They are quite expensive as far as PVM items go, but at the same time, they are very, very useful because they are so easy to flip. Honestly, they flip very, very quickly, and on top of that, they're in high demand. I mean, people need Bandos chestplates, they need Bandos tacits, very commonly sought out PVM item. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Whew. Bless me, I guess. Now we got all the dragon darts in as well, which is a good sign. We're going to try and sell these for 2,928. We'll see if we can get those off pretty quickly. It shouldn't be a big deal. The dragon darts have been recovering in price, so I'm hoping that this upward trend on the dragon darts is going to pay off for us. We have RuneScape Wall Street. Love the name, man. He says, why don't you flip on multiple accounts? So that's a good question. So here's the thing, is most of the time I do flip on multiple accounts. And there's two reasons why I'm not flipping on multiple accounts right now. One is typically these live streams are not about profit. They're more about teaching you guys how to flip and, you know, showing you guys good items that you can try out depending on how much cash all the viewers are working with. So just to get that out there, if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack, let me know. I love recommending items and strategies for you guys to use so you can make profit. And if you have any suggestions, we can try them here on live stream as well. But that's the first reason I don't do it on multiple accounts, because I like focusing on one. I like talking with the chat and just kind of teaching you guys how to flip. Again, these streams are not about profit. Now, I'm trying to make profit, of course, but they're not. The focus is not profit. Second of all, I typically would flip on multiple accounts at once, but since we have the 10 to 100 mil flipping series going on the channel, I don't want to flip on the second account because all the profits I make will not be recorded in the episode, and I want to make sure that the profit tracking on that account is very accurate until we hit the 100 mil mark. So that's the reason I'm not flipping on multiple accounts these past couple of streams, and honestly, I'm fine with it. I like flipping on one account. It's easier. I like talking with you guys. It's more enjoyable for me. But typically, I would flip on 2 accounts. I usually don't do more than 2 unless, I don't know, I'm really trying to go try hard mode and make a ton of money. But it's just more casual for me to flip with one. I like to see how much I can make with just one account and showcase to you guys how much you can make with one account as well. So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for the comment, RuneScape Wall Street. Again, love the name. Incredible name. What if there was a Wall Street on RuneScape? That'd be crazy. I guess this is basically Wall Street, the Grand Exchange. I mean, that's the closest thing we have. We got those air orbs off as well. We got a 4 GP margin on those, which made us like 40k or so. Not too bad, but we need something that's going to make us a little bit more profit than that. We'll try and do the, let's see, we have 170 mil, so we do have access to some higher end item. I want to do the brimstone rings because these brimstone rings, they have just been suffering in price recently, and we want to take advantage of that. Anytime, what the frick? Yo, that margin is crazy. Okay, well, let's try and flip a few of these here, and see how we can do on them. I don't know if this is actually going to hit or not, but we'll take a look here and see. We also got the anguishes off as well, and we have the Bandos chest plates coming in here, so we'll turn around and sell those for. What were they going for? I think both the tacits and the chest plates kind of crashed a little bit. 19,875 will do. 19,875, 995. List that, let it do its thing, and we'll get that off as fast as possible. Ranar seeds. We could try the Ranar seeds. Let's take a look at the Piscatoris teleport first, because XO did recommend that we try that out. They're not even. What the heck is going on? I think these are being manipulated, potentially. Let's see if we can buy one for 10k. Okay, yeah, I'm not touching those. That just looks a little bit suspect to me in its current state right now. So we're going to stay away from that. I don't want to risk too much capital on any risky items. So we'll sit back and trade some safer stuff here. Let's give the Archer's Rings a check. Pretty good margin on the Archer's Rings, actually. Getting over 10k on them, which is quite nice for the Archer's Rings. So we'll take a look at those, try to flip a few of them, and make some profit. But Grubby, we will do the Ranar seeds, I promise you. Grubby, I don't know if you flipped the Magic Seeds as well, but the Magic Seeds and the Ranar Seeds, that is, are both pretty good items to go flip. If you're working with like a, I would say 50 to 75 mil cash stack, both of those will be pretty good for you. We have RuneScape Wall Street saying, I've been making bank on the brimstone rings. I've been picking them up every time they drop to 3,100k and below. Then I hold on to them till they bounce back up to 3,250 to 330k. Oh, sorry, 3,300,000. Perfect. Yeah, I do like flipping the brimstone rings as well. I don't know what's going on with them. They're like insanely cheap right now, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I like capitalizing on them as well. And you guys can probably capitalize on that as well, because it's honestly, they're just so cheap right now, and it really doesn't make any sense why they're so cheap. They've dropped about 600, 700k in the past month, and there wasn't an update that came out that should have changed it that I know of off the top of my head. So if you guys know any reason for why they're going down in price, let me know. But for me, I don't know off the top of my head for sure. Mage Mize also says, hello, Syratube. What is up, Mage Mize? Thank you for stopping by today. And be sure to drop a like if you're enjoying the stream, man. Always appreciate it. We also have the PVM live stream tomorrow, guys, which will have the webcam. I know you guys have wanted that for a little bit now, and I just got the new webcam in, so it looks great. And I was just setting up my kind of my stream layout for that stream before this one, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that too. RuneScape Wall Street says, yeah, it's weird that they dropped again. I thought for sure they were going to go back up soon. That's what I thought too, but one thing I have learned about making like longer term investments in old school RuneScape is that items typically don't recover as quickly as you think they will. And I do think that this is because a lot of players hold majority share in some of these items, and they have a little bit more control over the price than you probably think. Eternal Boots are also good coming in from Grubby. Yes, Eternal Boots, I would say like 75, 100 mil cash stack. Eternal Boots are great. Magic Seeds are great. Ranar Seeds are great. You could also start flipping the Grimy Ranar Weed alone if you wanted to as well. Berserker Rings, Archer's Rings are also going to be very good. Don't forget the Amulets of Fury as well. Also, Battle Staves, super quick flip. I love flipping the Battle Staves. You can see here we made 155k on them, and okay, I will say that this was a better than average margin, but still, 155k, it took almost no time at all as well, so we really slammed that one down and took away some profits, made out like a bandit on those. Very happy with that. We're already up to the 1.4 mil mark. We're 30 minutes into the stream today, guys. Let's keep going here. These Bandos chestplates struggling a little bit to sell, but at the same time, I think we're doing fine on them. No indications of a crash or anything like that, so no worries there. We will knock down the margin just a slight bit on those, just to try to get them off and clear up another slot. We also got these sharks off as well, so very happy to see that. We're going to do the dragon, or actually, let's do the diamond Dragon Bolt Z next. Now, these are a super, honestly, these are one of the safest flips that I found that have a decent margin. They're not like a super high volume item, but they are very safe to flip. And I'm going to go ahead and flip a few of these here. SGS flip. Maybe we'll do the SGS. And look at those Ranar Seeds. Great suggestion coming in from Grubby, so thank you for that, man. We walked away with 144k on those, and it really took no time at all. So great suggestion from Grubby. Let's go ahead and follow that up with the Magic Seeds as well and see how we do on those. The only thing I don't like about the Magic Seeds and the Ranar Seeds, oh my god, no way, this is an insane margin. Can we hit this? Yo, if we can hit this, this will be the best margin I've ever gotten on the Magic Seeds in my entire life, so I'm I'm pretty excited for that, but I don't think it's looking realistic. But we did hit the 1.5 mil mark as well. Anyway, like I was saying, the buying and the buying limit on the Magic Seeds and the Ranar Seeds is just so low. Like, only being able to buy 200 of those is a little bit of a problem in my opinion. It really limits your potential with the item. If that margin holds, I'll lose my mind. I know, it's probably not going to hold, but I always like trying risky margins, especially on stream here, because sometimes you just make bank and, you know, that's content right there if you make bank, so. Almost tempted to overcut me. Don't overcut me, man. I mean, it actually wouldn't be like a huge deal. I'm sure someone already is, but it's okay. We'll try to hit it anyway. 4, 5, 2, 9, 500. We're gonna knock up the margin on the Archer's Rings just a tiny bit today. Try to get a few of those going in. Let's try. Shoot, I had an item in mind before this. But now I totally blanked on it. We can try the Uncharged Toxic Trident. I like to do the one that's not enchanted because I find the margin is just a little bit better on the unenchanted one. What the? Okay, never mind. Dude, I have to stop saying that, like, oh, this item is a good margin item, because every time I say that, the margin on stream is just awful. Let's do the Armadillo Godsword next. This is another item that has been crashing a ton recently, but it does look like it maybe is starting to recover in price. These yesterday were going for like 9.6 mil, so now they're up to 9.7. Possible price recovery going on with the AGS here, and possibly a good investment as well. We'll have to see. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream. I love bringing this flipping content to you guys, so hopefully you are enjoying it. So dropping a like is the best way to let me know. Let's kick back, make some bank today, and of course, if you guys have any questions, be sure to let me know in the live chat. I'd love to get them answered for you. I've got my water and my coffee as well. We're double fisting today. Six of the Archer's rings. Once we like knock the margin up on these a tiny bit, they bought really quickly. So I'm going to turn around and try to sell these. See if we can get them off for a decent price here. I have a question for you guys. When is your favorite time to flip? Like, do you like flipping in the mornings for your time? Do you like flipping in the afternoons? What is your favorite time to flip? Personally, oh, I didn't mean to cancel that. Okay, I'm glad it didn't cancel. What is your favorite time to flip during the day? Maybe it's like the afternoon, maybe it's the morning. Personally, for me, I like flipping on kind of off-peak times because I find that the margins are better, but the trades are a lot slower. So I do really like flipping when it's kind of not as active in the game, because you on like a lot of higher end PVM items, when there's not a ton of people playing, you get some really crazy margins. Anyway, I don't remember. Oh, we were selling these for, let's see, 3, we'll do 10, 995, try to get that off. 110% 9 p.m. to 5 or 7 a.m. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what time zone you're in, RuneScape Wall Street, but personally, for me, I'm on East Coast time, and I love flipping, I would say, anytime after, like, 12 a.m., honestly, is my favorite. Like, 12 to 3 a.m. I know that's really late, but that's when I find the margins are just the best. You can't blame me for that. I hardly stay up that late to begin with, but either way. These Archer's rings are coming in very nicely as well. Good to see that. Buoyant Tofu says, are you in Australia, Syra? No, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. But where are you guys watching the stream from, by the way? I'd love to know where you guys are from. We have such like an international community here. It's pretty crazy. We have a lot of people from the UK, a lot of people from the Netherlands, and we've got some US people as well. So shout out to the US people. We got to represent here on the live stream. Queen Saraha says, dang boy, 1.59 mil in less than an hour. Missouri, my guy. I know where you're from, Queen. Come on. I know where you're from, bro. But we've got so many people in here that you never know. Anyway, Saraha, thank you for stopping by today, guys. If you haven't seen Saraha's channel, be sure to go check it out. He does flipping content similar to mine. He also has live streams as well, so he can provide you some great stuff. Zawek says, I stay in Singapore. Dude, Singapore is sick. I love Singapore. I've actually been there, let me think. How long ago was it? Maybe 4 years ago? I really liked it. So they're very strict, though. They have a very strict government over there. RuneScape Wall Street says, yeah, I'm East Coast too. I was hitting 250 to 300k margins on the Justice Year legs when they shot back up last night. Yeah, dude, I tried to flip them overnight last night. I was looking at it and I was like, let me try to flip these overnight. And I was like, dude, this price doesn't make any sense. They're way too expensive compared to the normal Justice Year set. But then I realized the Justice Year set was also a lot more expensive than I thought. So anyway, who knows? I didn't flip them overnight because I thought it was too risky. But anyway, guys, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are enjoying it, and let's try to make some profit here today because we're doing pretty well right now. We're trying to get up on that 2 mil mark. We need to check the Dragon Darts again. They might have crashed on us. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll take a look here. Oh god, we got to get these off. 2,910 is what we're going to try to sell them for, which is still a profit on these, but it is a lot less than we anticipated. We've also got the Diamond Dragon Balls E slowly buying as well. The Grimy Renar Weed basically stopped buying. We have 69 Magic Seeds, which is a little PogChamp if you ask me. And the Archer's Rings still taking their sweet time to sell off here. We're going to knock them down just a tiny bit as we try to finish up the last 2 of them here. What kind of keyboard do you have, says Grubby? That's a great question. I worked a job where they had these keyboards called Rosewills, and they were only they're pretty cheap, and they don't look like a flashy mechanical keyboard, but I forget what the keys are. I think they're cherry reds, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're cherry blacks. I forget. But either way, this is a Rosewill mechanical keyboard is what it's called. If you are interested in the actual product itself, Grubby, I can send you a link on Discord or something like that if you're interested in finding out exactly what the model is. But I love it. It's a great mechanical keyboard. It's $80. Perfect price point. Really quality keyboard. I've had it for about 3 years at this point, and it's served me really well. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream today, be sure to smack that like button. We're trying to make some profit here today. But of course, if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash tag or anything related to flipping, be sure to be sure to let me know in the live chat, and I'll help you answer those questions. These streams are all about teaching you guys how to flip, so I'd love to get you back on your feet, flipping an old school RuneScape, and honestly, just achieving your monetary goals within this game. That's what this whole entire channel is about. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the live stream so far. Shout out to all the new members, shout out to all the old members. Thank you guys for continuing to watch the content and giving me amazing feedback. You guys have really liked that 10 to 100 mil flipping series. That stuff's been doing really great, and there's more videos to come to the channel soon. We've got the investments video coming out as well, and the entire investment series. I'm super excited for everything we've got coming to the channel, and it seems like you guys are as well. Grubby says coconuts are good right now too. You know what? We'll try the coconuts. I don't think I've ever really flipped coconuts, to be quite honest. Let me see if I can flip a few of these though. They have a pretty high limit, so that's crazy. Why are they so expensive? I didn't know these things were so expensive. They must be a regrant in some of the potions or something. Oh yeah, that actually is a decent margin. We'll try and flip 10k of them, because why not? Sorry if my voice is a little nasally. I have really bad allergies, and even though I did take medicine, I am just suffering today, so. Saraha says, Dragon Darts have been screwing me over recently. Been having problems with ammunition flips in general. Actually, I don't think I flipped the Dragon Darts too much recently, although I should have been, because Dragon Darts were getting super cheap. I mean, 2.8k for a Dragon Dart is very cheap. Anywhere, even low 2900s is pretty cheap as well. So I'm surprised that you were having trouble flipping them. The only item, as far as ammunition items go, that has really screwed me over recently is the Dragon Arrows. I don't know why. Typically, I do really well on the Dragon Arrows, but these past couple of days, they just have not been hitting for me. Although, I will say they are quite stable. I just haven't been able to get a solid margin on them. Same from Singapore, says Zhang Ula. So, that's awesome as well. Singapore, great city. A shout out to Singapore. Great city. Great country. I'm retarded. I didn't pass geography, boys. Geography is by far my least knowledgeable area. Anyway, we've got the Archer's Rings off as well, and we could follow that up with the Berserker Rings here, and I'm hoping that these will have a good margin, and if they do, then we'll make some profit on those. 22 people in here today. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream today. We're trying to make some bank here today. We're doing quite well so far, as we're at the 1.6 mil profit mark. About, 45 minutes in or so. So very nice. We'll flip a few more of the Berserker Rings here as well. I'm gonna sneeze again, man. Whew. Give me 1 second, guys. I just gotta fill up my water again. We'll let these flips sit for a minute here, and we'll get back into it in a second. Alright guys, we are back, and as soon as we get back, the Dragon Darts do finish selling, so that is good to see. Let's go ahead and flip the crossbow next. Now, the crossbow had a huge crash in price after the Revenant nerf that came in, but it seems like it's slowly starting to recover. It bounced off the, I think they went down to like 6.8 or 6.9 mil each, and now they're going back up to 7.2 mil. So they've been trading around the 7.1, 7.2 mil range for the past 3 days or so. And since they are such a volatile item right now, I think they are a great item to flip because the margins are quite better than they normally would be. These coconuts are slowly buying. I'm pretty sure we're out of luck on the magic seeds as well, so we're going to turn around, try to get the margin off on these. If we can, this is going to be insane, but I don't feel a lot of confidence getting those sold off here. The crossbows and the berserker rings are buying pretty quickly. We are waiting for this last brimstone ring to go, but I think the best way to handle that one is just to be patient with it. We do have 412 mil sitting idly though, so I'm a little bit skeptical about it, but we'll just let it go anyway. We could put more money into another area here, but I don't want to flip anything that's like too expensive, because the problem with flipping expensive stuff on live stream is it costs a lot of money to margin check that stuff, and if you mess up the margin check or someone else undercuts you, then it's not really an optimal scenario for you. You just kind of lose a lot of money and it's hard to get it back. If these magic seeds sell, it's going to be insane. I actually think it might be worth checking the margin, or at least the sell margin on these magic seeds just one more time to see if we can get them off. Oh yeah, they did come down a little bit, but that's still pretty good, I have to say. If we can get these off, we're still going to be looking really great. We finished up with the crossbows here as well, so let's turn around and get those sold off. Berserker rings looking a little bit stagnant. Also, we need to adjust these mana rays because, again, they have been buying for quite a long amount of time, and we need to make sure that we are staying up to date with the price listings on these items. Let's do... Wow, they've recovered a lot in price. These were trading for like 1,000 somewhat recently. Anyway. Fish says, hello from Canada. What's up, Canada? Good to see you in the chat as well. And thank you for stopping by, Fish. He says, I'd love to return to RuneScape, but I don't want to get burnt out again and waste a bond. Any tips for things you like doing in-game for fun? Yes, I can definitely give you a lot of tips, Fish. I've played RuneScape pretty consistently for the past 4 years or so, and there's a couple things I recommend, but it really depends on your stats, Fish. So maybe you can give me a general idea of your stats. You don't have to tell me exactly what your stats are, but maybe like, oh, I have skills that are, you know, how do we even describe this? Say maybe you're like a medium level player, a high level player, a low level player. Let me know what kind of like range you're in, and I can suggest a couple of things. I mean, I really enjoy flipping. I think that's been my most enjoyable activity in game, which some people might find a little bit odd, but it's just what I'm passionate about, and I love teaching you guys how to flip as well. So that's been like my main driver for playing for the past couple of years, and it's kept me going. Ooh, my allergies are just so bad today. I'm getting slaughtered. Now, these crossbows are having a little bit of difficulty on the selling side here. I'm roughly base 70, I believe. Oh, that's pretty good. So if you're base 70, it depends, like, sort of, if you're base 70 stats, I would say if bossing is something you're interested in, if you're more into the combat side of the game, kind of make a goal for yourself to get I would say base 90 stats for the combat stats is optimal, because if you get base 90 stats, you can basically do any boss in the game and actually contribute and do well at it. I would recommend trying to unlock as many bosses as possible as well. So doing your Dragon Slayer 2 is going to be very important. Song of the Elves, getting the what is that thing called? The that mining boss that they have. Try to get that out of the way as well. Doing quests and expanding the content that you have access to is one of the most important things that you can do, because a lot of, like in RuneScape, one genius thing that the developers have done is the gear is not the reward. The content is the reward, right? So you have to grind to do a quest to unlock a new area. The content is the reward for grinding your account. And that's very, very good game design, because people want to unlock that content. They want to play the new content, so they push their account to actually get to that point. And you want to unlock as much content in the game as you can. That way you can do as many things as possible in the game. You want to have access to everything, right? So I do highly recommend trying to train your combats up to base 90s and getting into bossing. That kept me motivated. When I was not motivated to play, that goal kind of got me motivated to keep going. So I was actually stuck on the Dragon Slayer 2 boss, and Zulrah kicks my butt. Hey man, it's not easy. A lot of these things take practice, and that's kind of what makes it fun, in my opinion at least. RuneScape Wall Street says, I literally don't even play the game, I just flip, lol. I know, flipping is addicting, especially once like you realize how much money you start making when your cash stack gets a little bit bigger. It's just exciting. I don't know why. Grubby says, so you don't like flipping claws or anything like that. No, I do like flipping claws. I like flipping amulets of torture, necklaces of anguish, dragon claws, elder maws, crossbows, Bandos tassets, chest plates, all these high-end PVM items. I love flipping them. Code High Wands, Pegasian boots, Primordial boots. I love flipping these items, but on live stream, I don't flip all of those items, just because if I margin check an item on live stream, right, and the margin's 100k, and then someone undercuts me, it's a little bit frustrating. So I typically don't do a lot of the expensive PVM items on live stream. I'll do a few from time to time, but not a bunch of them. Good question, though. Zawwex says, it's so difficult to flip and quest at the same time. I have to keep checking if they are selling or not, so it's a little too risky for, selling or not for a little risky item. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So, Zywex, I can actually recommend a good strategy for you. Now, when you're questing and flipping, here's something you can do. Before you start the quest, go to the Grand Exchange, list items like sharks, mana rays, Zulrah scales, blood runes, things that are very safe flips, and just list them like 5 to 10 GP under their current margin. As you quest, some of these items will buy out during this time, and then after you're done with the quest, you can go back to the Grand Exchange, turn around, and sell these items back, and you'll actually make a pretty safe profit. Again, guys, give me 1 second. Just gonna run across the room. I had to turn my AC on because I don't have central air conditioning in my apartment, so everyone has air-conditioned window units. Kind of feels bad. It costs a lot of money to run them too. These AC units, like the electric bill on these things is not cheap. We are sitting on 465 mil, which I do think is a problem. I don't want to cut the magic seeds too much farther down though, because if we do, then we're just going to start feeding into the crash, and I feel like if we're patient on them, we will actually be able to sell them. Let's knock the brimstone ring down just a little bit. We'll do 3101 500. See if that goes off. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. And of course, if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping, be sure to let me know in the live chat. I would love to help you out and suggest some great items for you to try out. Yeah, I really want to see if I can get more of this cash stack deployed into some flips here. Try to go for some PVM items and whatnot. Maybe we can do the Pegasian boots or Primordial boots next. Those are okay on live stream. They're not horrible. We also need to cut back on the Berserker rings. They're just not performing for us at this current moment. And these coconuts are actually, like, buying a lot quicker than I thought they would. Let's try to turn around and sell them. They might take a while, but, again, like, not a bad flip at all. Thank you for the suggestion on those, Grubby. Appreciate that. Again, I don't think I've ever flipped the coconuts, so hopefully they're not as hard to sell. Actually, let's do another check on these, just to make sure. $2,350, okay. Everything going well so far. We're at the 1.72 profit mark as far as that goes. Almost an hour in. We might be able to hit the 2 mil mark by the hour mark. We'll see. But it's going to be close. Since a lot of these items aren't moving a ton, it is probably unlikely that we will, but we'll see. If we can get this brimstone ring off and clear up another slot, then I would say it is possible. And the Berserker rings have sold. Very nice. 510 million GP. What should we flip? Honestly, that's the question. We'll try to do the Primordial boots next. I'm hoping the margin on these is going to be at least decent. We also got that brimstone ring off too, so that's good to see. We got 2 extra slots open here. Pretty good margin on the Primordial boots, actually. We'll go ahead and flip a few of these. We'll do 8 of them. And we do have another slot open here as well. So, let me think. We could do the... Oh, I know a good one. We'll do the Zamorak and Hasta next. Actually, yesterday I was flipping Ancestral sets, and they were doing pretty solid. I'll see if I can pull up a flip on those here. I think I made about 2.5 mil flipping 4 sets yesterday, so it's pretty solid on those. We'll get 7 of these... Hosta's going here. It's going to run us about 117 mil. Now, let me see if I can find that flip from yesterday. I don't know if it was in the 12-hour period. It might be in the past day. Let me see. Do it by total profit. Yeah, we made 2.3 mil on the Ancestral robe sets yesterday, which I think is pretty solid for those, averaging a 468k profit on each set that we flipped, and we did end up flipping 5 of them. Of course, that includes the margin check as well, so we still profited 2.3 mil even after the margin check, so very solid performance on those. 1.7 mil mark here. We got the Primordial boots coming in as well. These mana rays are taking a little bit longer than I thought they would to sell. That's not really a big problem. We'll just be patient with those. We might want to knock down the margin on the crossbows though, because oh, look at that. As soon as I said that, the mana rays finished, so that's awesome. We'll sell these crossbows for 7,239,995 each. See if they go off a little bit quicker this time. And let me get the... We do have 140 mil left to work with here, so I'm thinking... Let's try the Super Restore Potion here. Something that's a little more high volume, but actually, let's do the Blighted ones instead. It's a little bit more high volume, I would say, and it should be a solid flip here. I like the Blighted ones because I find the margins tend to be just a little bit better than the regular potions. And since I'm okay doing like riskier flips, I think that the blighted ones will end up a little bit better for us. And the coconuts are selling. Look at that, guys. Coconut profit here today. Wow, we almost made $1 million on the tacits. That's actually crazy. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, the battle staves were good. Let me see. I'm trying to find the coconuts here. Look at that. 30K on the coconuts so far. 1.3% ROI on those. Very solid. Let's hope they all sell without too much difficulty here. I'm a little bit nervous about these crossbows, I gotta be honest. They've been sitting for a little bit too long. Usually these trade just a good bit faster than they currently are, so a little bit sad about that, but we will be patient for a little bit longer, and then maybe we'll take the L on them. We'll have to see. I'm hoping we don't have to take the L, because I'd rather not. Okay, we got the Prim Boots coming in. That's good to see. The Zamorak and Hostas are taking slightly longer than I would think. We could also go and try the Dragon Hunter Lance after we flip the Hostas, because these are very similar items to each other. You do need a Hosta or Spear to actually end up and flip the Lances. So, or not flip the Lances, to actually create the Lances. So the prices are pretty interlinked with each other. Let's actually cut back on the Prim Boots here, just really quick. We're going to turn around and try to sell a few of these. If it does work, we'll go back and flip a few more. I always recommend doing that if something kind of stops moving. Just cut the offer, turn around and sell it, and then go back and flip the rest of the limit later if you want. It's just a little bit safer, because when you do a margin check, the longer you wait, the more likely the margin is to move. So you want to make sure that you're using that original margin check as an accurate price listing, and you're not waiting too long. We're going to actually adjust these crossbows. Unfortunately, one of our worst flips today, sadly. We're going to see if we can get these off for 7,230,995 each. I'm hoping for the best on those, but again, I won't get my hopes up. We might be having to take a loss on those. We'll have to see. We still do have a good amount of cash in the inventory here. We're going to check the magic logs, or not magic logs, magic seeds one more time here, and we'll see if the margin moved at all on those. Oh, I knew we wouldn't be able to hit this margin, boys. We're going to do 155, 300, and just try to get them off really quick. We also got all the Blighted Restores as well, and we did finish up on the Primordial Boots right there at the end. See if we can get these Super Restores off, the Blighted ones, that is. If we can, that's actually a pretty good return on that. It's almost 100k, not 100k, 100 GP for every single one that we're getting in there, so a little bit less. But either way, hopefully we can get those off, and looks like we're starting to, so that's good to see. We'll do the Dragon Hunter Crossbow next, guys. This is a riskier one. I gotta say, this is an item where you could hit the margin check and you can really lose a lot of money on it. So we do need to be careful flipping these today. Okay, 97,188,500. We'll see if we can get 2 of those going here, and if we can, we'll be very happy with that. The coconuts are selling as well. The ancestral hats, we could do the ancestral hats as well. That is a good suggestion. We do need to clear up another slot before we get into those, though. I think the next one to clear will be the diamond dragon bolts. It could be the crossbows as well, which I think we actually are walking away with a profit on the crossbows, although it is quite small. Yeah, like literally 5k. That's terrible. They did kind of crash on us a slight bit, though, so at least we're exiting at a profitable standpoint as opposed to having to take a loss. So that's good to see. Well, I don't know how the Hostas are doing here. We'll knock the margin up on the Hostas just a little bit, because we did do a margin check on that, so I would like to get at least 1 bought and sold. We'll try to get maybe 4 of those going. We do have 1 Dragon Hunter crossbow, so that's cool. Coconut's hitting a little bit of turbulence. Besides that, though, everything seems to be okay. So we'll just be patient here and not try to jump the gun on too many things. We're at the 1.9 million mark at the, what is this, just past an hour here. So we're doing very solid so far. Can't really complain too much about the current profits. And we've got 2 of the Dragon Hunter crossbows. We're going to turn around and sell them. I'm hoping these sell kind of easily here. I'm actually happy we're getting the crossbows off at this current price point. Like, again, we're not losing any money on them, so that's a good sign. The Blighted Super Restores are going well. Let me check the profit on those, actually, so far. And the Magic Seeds, finally, we're starting to sell a few of those, so that's a good sign. Already 71k on the Blighted Super Restores, and they are continuing to sell. 79 GP profit on each of these. Really, really solid margin on those. Very happy to see that. Alright, these hostas are just not performing for us. Let's try the Amulet of Torture again. We did do a margin check on these at the beginning of the stream, but they were just really, really bad profit, so we did avoid doing them, but the margin might be a bit better on them now, so... Okay, that's, you know, it's not that much better, but it's worth flipping. We'll go ahead and flip 6 of these, since we can only flip 6, considering we did 2 margin checks on them. We did pass the 2 million GP mark as well, so congrats to that. We're trying to get another pair of the Dragon Hunter crossbows going here as well. We did sell a few more coconuts. The crossbows are continuing to sell. Everything is moving really fast right now. Happy to see it. We did get 1 magic seed off. Just 1 magic seed. God dang it. We have Phobos Moon. He says, have you tried Berserker necklaces? I hate flipping the Berserker necklaces. I don't know what it is. They never flip for me for some reason. I find them too competitive to flip. The margin on them is not good in my opinion, and I just never have great luck with them. So, yes, I have flipped them before in the past, but typically they're not something I flip very often. Slowly making progress on our items here, and the crossbows. Thank you so much for selling crossbows. We needed another slot cleared up for us, so let's go ahead. We're going to do the Dragon Hunter Lance next, guys, which, again, very similar item to the Dragon Hunter crossbow, but actually the disparity between both of the items right now, the Dragon Hunter crossbow and the Dragon Hunter Lance, is quite high. Usually, oh my, what the frick? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's why I hate checking these high-priced items on stream. That's literally why I hate checking those prices on stream, because you just do a margin check, and look at that. We lost like 200k on the margin check on the Lances there. So, you gotta be really careful checking these items manually. You have to make sure that these items are within your risk tolerance, because, again, you could do a margin check and lose money on them. So be careful when you are doing those margin checks. You might not even be able to flip the item in the end. So, again, be very, very careful. Anyway, let's go ahead and list these Amulets of Torture. We'll do 15718555 and see if that goes. We'll have to see on that one. We're going to knock the Dragon Hunter crossbows up a tiny bit here, guys, just to make sure we are staying competitive with our listings. 97195 we'll get a few of those going, and that shouldn't be a problem. We've also got the Blighted Super Restores continuing to sell, and we're good and happy on those for sure. We actually are going to knock this up a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Okay, we can try to get 3 of those. We'll see if that works out. Thank you guys for tuning in today, by the way. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this stream, by the way. It really does mean a lot to me. XOXO says, Piscatorian teleports are 15k at the moment. Someone is manipulating them. Can you explain how one person can do it if it's not a clan? Yes, I can. So, this is what happens. Someone will take like 4 accounts for a high volume item, and what they'll end up doing is they will start buying out all of the Piscatorian teleports that are currently on the market up to a certain price point. By the way, we just did sell those Amulets of Torture, 64k profit on those. Very nice. So yes, they'll start buying out the Piscatorian teleports into a certain price point. So let's say Piscatorian teleports are 5k each. They'll buy every single one across 4 accounts, so they're not limited by a buy limit, up to like the 10k point. Then what they do is they put a buy listing in on the separate accounts at like 7.5k each, and they let that sit there, and then they sell the rest that they have for like a 10k profit point. That way, if anyone starts dumping the Piscatorian teleports, they're buying for 7.5k, and the margin looks really good, and it seems like they're a higher priced item. Because of that, people will start to sell them around that range, and then they secure that manipulation, and they can dump the rest of all their Piscatorian teleports above the 10k mark, as they try to get people to buy in to the item and build up that hype. So it's kind of hard to explain. I don't typically do it myself, but it is not actually against the rules to manipulate item prices, believe it or not. So it is illegal, or illegal. It is against game rules to manipulate prices with other people, so with like clans and stuff like that. That is against the rules, but on your own, it is not against the rules to manipulate an item price. So as long as you have enough GP to do it, then hey, it's all the more power to you, I guess. But again, it's not something I like doing. It's kind of risky because you can't always manipulate an item successfully. So it's just a little bit risky to do, and I don't have enough GP to do it, so I don't do it. Let's try to do the teleport to house tabs here. I like flipping these because, again, really high demand item, very high volume item. You guys know I'm such a huge fan of high volume flips in this game, so I definitely recommend checking them out. If you're if you don't know where to start, high volume items are really going to do you well. We also have 114 mil left. Oh, we forgot to do more primordial boots. That was really dumb of me. Hopefully the margin didn't move too much on them. And give me one sec, guys. Just going to get a little bit more water here as well once we get these listed. And we'll let that sit for a minute. Coconuts, man, they're selling off, and I'm happy with that. Anyway, give me one sec, guys. I'll be back in half a second. Alright, we are back, guys. Let's see. The Ancestral Hat has over a 100k margin, I think. That's actually very solid. Let's maybe try and get that. I do want to leave these lances in here, though, because we need to flip those to make up for that margin cost. But we'll check the Ancestral Hats as well, since that is a really good item to flip. I love flipping the Ancestral Hats. The Ancestral Hats are, like, a little bit riskier of a PVM item, I would say, but they are a good item to, if you're trying to learn how to flip higher end PVM items, the Ancestral Hats are like a really good place to start. So definitely recommend checking them out if you are trying to move into more higher end PVM items, because they trade very similarly to a high PVM item, like in the sense that margins are not always the most stable on these things, but the pattern is very similar, and they're less risky, so it's kind of a good introductory item. I did house teleports when I first became a member. Yes, the house teleports, very, very solid. I flip these on the 10 to 100 mil series all the time, and I love flipping them. Did we get another magic seed off? Oh, we did. We got 2 more off. Very nice. Do we have profit on them? Let's see. It's kind of hard to see where the seeds are. 350 GP profit so far. Okay, that's great. And the coconuts sold. Thank you, Grubby, for that suggestion, man. We got those sold off, no problem here. And let's see. We could do... Let's try the armadillo helmets. Now, these are like... I don't know how I feel about these. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. We're just going to go ahead and try to flip a few and see how it goes for us. Actually, pretty solid margin on them right now. We'll capitalize on that. We'll do 7 of them, which is the limit. We also have another slot open. I think the margin moved on the primordial boots as well, so we're not going to sit on those for too long and hope that we get them. Let me think. We could try like something for some of the lower cash tag people in the chat. No offense or anything like that, of course. But we're gonna try the dragon boots. I did these on the 10 to 100 mil flipping series that we have, and they actually worked out pretty well. So I do want to try them here on the main today. Actually the margin's not very good, so we're not gonna do that. Let's try the rune darts instead. We'll see if. Ooh, the rune darts are actually trading for under 1k each right now, which, in my opinion, means it's a pretty good buy at this point. That's a good margin on those. We're going to list 10,996 of them, which is 4 less than the limit, and we'll let those do their thing. We still have 182 million GP left to work with. So I'm thinking we could do like... What's like a... Oh, let's try the Eternal Boots. That's a great one. It's not going to use all of our cash, but at the same time, the Eternal Boots are a very solid flip. These are great if you have, I would say, around a 50 to 75 mil cash stack. Definitely give the Eternal Boots a try as long as you are willing to flip some PVM items. These are like a mid-level PVM item, I would say. Not a mid-level, they actually are a high-level PVM item, but they flip similar to a mid-level PVM item because they're a little bit cheaper, and they have more volume than the Primordial Boots and the Pegasian Boots. Doing pretty solid so far. I'm hoping a couple more of these items start buying up. We haven't had any luck on the Grimy Renard Weed this entire stream, which is a little bit sad. It's really just been hogging up one of our slots here, and it's unfortunate. We bought it for cheaper than that, right? Let me see. Yeah, we did. Okay, so we're good on that. We'll turn around and sell it for just a little bit cheaper. We need to start getting those Grimy Renard Weeds off because they're just taking so long. And you don't want to flip to sit for too long because, again, you could use that slot that it's sitting at and flip another item and make more profit. So if something's not going well, it's not always a bad idea to cut back on it, sell it for a loss even sometimes, depending on how big the loss is, of course, right? If you're going to sell something for like a 20 mil loss, well, maybe it's not a good idea to sell it. But again, that's very scenario-based, and that comes with flipping experience as well. You'll be able to tell. Oh, I'm so tired today. Ooh, I gotta wake up a little bit. We did get one Ancestral Hat, so we might want to bump up the margin on those a little bit. We should have more than one at this point. Wait, was that the sell price? Hold on. Oh, no, here we go. 12, 6, 3, 8, 500. We'll list that. Let it do a little bit of stuff here. We'll get 6 of those going since we already have one of the Ancestral Hats as well. So we're going to turn around and let the Armadillo Helmets sell here too. So we did get a few of them, so happy to go ahead and let those go. We actually have a pretty good margin on the Armadillo Helmets, so I'm really hoping we can hit that. And we do have the Ancestral Hats coming in as well again. And look, the Armadillo Helmets are selling. Everything is going great right now. We did get a few Eternal Boots here as well, but they did stop quite quickly. But we have at least more buying and selling activity going on right now, which is a good sign. I don't think we're going to get any of these Lances, unfortunately, so we're going to have to use that slot for something else. We'll do the Pegasian Boots here and see if we can get lucky on those. Wow, pretty solid margin on the Pegasians as well. Let's go ahead and get a few of those listed. We'll do 5 of them. We won't go crazy on them. I'm just not as confident flipping the Pegasians as I am the Primordials. For some reason, I find the Primordials have very similar margins to the Pegasians, but they buy and sell a lot faster. That could just be my opinion on that, but in my experience, that's been the case. These Armadillo helmets are actually selling faster than I thought they would. Typically, the Armadillo helmets are kind of a slower flip. They buy and sell quite slowly. And the margins they fluctuate a lot for some reason. Don't really know why, but they are a good flip, so I'm happy they're working out for us. I'm just going to cut back on the ancestral hats as well, as we are coming up on the tail end of the stream here, guys. I want to make sure we get everything listed before the end. Oh, that's not correct. Yeah, that looks about right on those. We'll cut back on all of our buy offers and put them in for sell offers. Wow, that instantly sold. We could have got a better margin on that. That's unfortunate. We'll sell the rest of these for 500 flat. Just because it was an instant sell on those. So we want to make sure we turn everything around here. We'll let the Pegasian sit for a little bit longer. We're not going to let the Rune Dart sit. Just because if we are wrapping up the stream, then why would we wait for a slower item to buy out? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, maybe we'll just cut the Pegasian boots as well, guys. Anyway, I think we're going to end it here today, guys. We're at the 2.3 mil profit mark, about an hour and 20 minutes of flipping. Really, really solid session today. We actually made more than I thought we would end up making, so I'm very happy with that. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the stream today, be sure to drop a like on this. I love bringing these streams for you guys. Be sure to stay tuned for our stream tomorrow, which will be a PVM stream. We'll also be doing flips on there as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing some PVM content, be sure to check that out. Stop by, drop a like on that as well. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in today. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for all the support on the 10 to 100 mil flipping series, as well as these live streams. It means so much to me. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you all next time.